Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, and thank you for joining me tonight. This is Wayne Bradley on Conservatives is Cool Talk Radio. Tonight we're going to talk about a few issues. I want to thank everybody that's listening in this evening. The call-in number is 347-996-3175. For anybody that's calling in tonight, the call-in number is 347-996-3175. And we've got a few issues that we're going to talk about this evening. I want to start off talking about celebrating Black History Month. We have a lot of contributions from a lot of black conservatives, and the black conservative movement is on the rise. You have to credit some of that, I guess, even again in Black History Month, also giving a lot of due to the fact we have our first black president. You gotta give credit where credit is due to that historical fact. And again, this month, on my radio show, I'm going to be highlighting black conservatives throughout the country that are running for positions, Congress, governors, secretaries of state, all throughout the different areas of the country, and highlighting some of them. Hopefully, I won't give away the names right now, but I'll give you a couple people that I'm looking at that I think are very interesting. Allen West, who's running for Congress in Florida, he's kind of like the rock star right now of all the black conservatives. You got Robert Allen Mansfield, who's running for governor of Pennsylvania. I hope to have him on the show soon. Corey Brinson, who's going to be running for a Secretary of State position in Connecticut. Les Phillips, who's running for a Congress position in Alabama. And also Bill Randall, who's running for Congress in North Carolina. I think it's important that we actually spread the word and show that it's not just one person, it's not just me or anything like that. It's a whole movement of black conservatives that have been there before, and actually now at this point, are starting to get a little more light. Now, I guess I'll attribute some of that to the direct fact that we have a black president, and I think that's, if anything else, I think that's a good thing. I think it's a great opportunity for conservatives and the GOP to reach out and show with some of the common bonds, and showing that that there are links that we can bring to the urban communities, and again try to maybe restore some of the things that have gone wrong. Personally, my opinion is that a lot of times you have I live in the Detroit area, and the mayor and everyone down are all Democrats, and I think that if you really want change in some of these urban environments, you're going to have to bring in some conservatism and some conservative values as far as fiscally spending and just overall. If you really want some changes, those are some of the things you're going to have to do. So moving forward, again, this month, in celebrating Black History Month, I'm going to try my best to bring on as many black conservatives during the week, over the next couple of weeks, to try to highlight them. And again, these are people that should be role models in the community, and the mainstream media don't get any attention because, quite frankly, they don't want people to know of all the great, intelligent black conservatives that are leaders in the community and are doing things positive, and aren't getting any attention of the just due. And I want to help change some of that. I want to help some of these people in certain communities. If you need help fundraising ideas, anything, I want to help, and I look forward to doing that, or at least with my radio shows, getting this month, giving great candidates an opportunity to express their opinions and also let their voices be heard. Other issues we're going to talk about tonight, moving forward, we're going to talk about the KSM trial that in New York basically has told the president that we don't want that here, we can't afford it, it'd just be a bad move. They weren't notified before this trial was even to be set in New York. So I think the governor and even, like I said, a lot of Democrats had a real issue with the fact that this was kind of just thrown in their lap. And then maybe, again, this will be a wake-up call to the administration to maybe have this as a military trial and not somewhere in New York City or any other civil, in America. This is somewhere for a military base to be handled. So I think the message was loud and clear. I think, again, I've heard some politicians calling for Eric Holder maybe to resign. I don't know if that's the right move just yet. I think that he needs to again just the arrogance I guess of the administration to do that without talking to the police and people there to see if that was a good move. Kind of overall, I guess will be the only thing that bothers me about that. Not calling for resign papers yet, but his gun rights issues alone with me concern me. He doesn't believe that every person has a right to gun ownership, and he doesn't believe in Second Amendment rights. So that was what concerns me with him more than anything. We're going to talk about a little bit maybe more about the gays in the military. That issue, that's more of a dividing issue. But again, I guess Obama with his agenda is gonna look to change that. I've had people from both sides of the issue, twittering with me about that. So I'll be interested to hear people's opinions on that. We've also found out in the last couple of days that in the last day or so that the underwear bomber is talking. So we've got some valuable information out of him. Kind of makes you wonder how much more information may have been able to get out of him in the first couple of days, but that's neither here nor there now. Let's focus on the information we can get. And I got some information. I'm going to the CPAC conference, February 18th through the 20th. So a lot of things going on this month. I hope to hear from some people this evening. The call-in numbers, 347-996-3175. I'm going to be going also on Ustream for the live broadcast on there too. So if you either want to check me out on the radio or actually call in, again, the call-in number is 347-996-3175. I'm about to go on live also now on Ustream. So if you're listening right now, you can listen on Ustream, or you can also watch me on Ustream and listen on Blog Talk Radio. So I appreciate everyone that's listened to the show tonight. I want to thank Mark Lamont Hill for coming on the show last week. If you didn't hear that show, last week I had Fox's own contributor Mark Lamont Hill. He came on and we had a good productive debate about things in politics and culture, including Obama and everything else that's going on. So I want to thank him for coming on the show. I really appreciate that. That was obviously one of our most listened to shows, so I appreciate him coming on the show. And anytime you want to come back on, you're more than welcome. Give me a call tonight, people, 347-996-3175. I'm about to go on live also with the Ustream. It's kind of quiet out there in Twitter land tonight. Let me go on and see what's going on. All right. I'm about to go also live now with Ustream. So, let's see here. Start record. Going on live in about 5 seconds here on Ustream. So, and we are now live on Ustream. So I'm about to send out a tweet also on letting people know I'm live on Ustream. I'm really looking forward to the conference, CPAC. I think Glenn Beck is the keynote speaker on Saturday evening, but I really look forward to hearing some of the ideas and actually wanting to hear what the GOP has learned over the last couple years. Seeing if they plan on doing anything different, or if it's going to be the same pages out of the playbook. But I really hope that again that both sides of the aisle are getting the message. That is the one thing that talking about Obama's State of the Union address. I was going to have a special show the night of or the night after to really talk about that speech. But I think the more important thing is to, instead of getting emotionally into exactly what he said right then, I think it's more important to realize are people going to get the message and actually know that the people are fed up. It's not just one person. It's not a Democrat or a Republican issue. It's everyone, and the people are frustrated. I think that people need to really I think that when President Obama asked for both sides of the aisle, it's time for them to work together. I actually, from that standpoint, I couldn't agree with him more. It's really a shame And I see I've got a couple people who've followed in on Ustream, so thank you for joining me tonight also on Conservatives Cool Talk Radio on Ustream. I appreciate you for checking in. Um, I agree with him 100% on the fact that it is time for both sides of the aisle to work together for the sake of the people, not for just for the sake of a few businesses, and that is something that it can't be denied. I mean, that's what these Tea Parties have been about. That's what the whole idea of the dissatisfaction with not just the current administration, but with DC in general. Um, People feel like we've been let down by these people that we voted in to work on our behalf. I think that a lot of politicians need to remember that when we're voting them in, that's how they got the job. Now, there's no question that through lobbyists and all that, that's what makes their job exciting to them. That's what gives them the resources to do the things that they think that they need to do in other aspects, whether it be business to your to their state or whatever. I understand that business plays a part in our government, but I think that as of recently, it's kind of shown how with all the bailouts and those kind of things, it's shown how closely they're intertwined with our politicians and how they're not looking out for the will of the people. Again, like I said, it'd be easy and to pick on just Democrats because they're in power right now. But this corrupt culture has been going on for a while, and probably for forever. But it's just gotten worse and worse. And I think that as the American people, it's time that we call them out on that, make them accountable for the things that they say they're going to do. Um, it's safe to assume now that the health care bill is probably dead in the water, which the actual bill is a bad bill, but there is a need for health care reform in America. It should not be people, working people or not, it shouldn't be people out here that can't get health care. That's the bottom line. It just has to be a more economical way and a more feasible way of doing it, maybe at a time when we're not in such in bad shape as a country. So, keeping that in mind, I want people to give me a call. I'm gonna check on my tweets here, see what's going on. 347-996-3175. Thanks for retweeting my broadcast right now on Ustream. I appreciate all my friends on Twitter. What's going on out there in America? Give me a call, 347-996-3175. I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you're feeling about all the different issues that I spoke about. Again, the KSM trial moved. I don't know where they're going to move to, but I would suggest a military base. The underwear bomber is talking. Now, again, I'm happy that he's talking. I say get all the information you can, take it, and use it to the best of our ability to keep our country safe. But you can't help but wonder why he's talking now after he's had lawyers for all this time and he really didn't have any reason to. Hopefully that information is accurate. Hopefully that he's maybe somehow God has got to him and he realizes that what he was doing was wrong. You can only hope and pray that that is the case. I think that the way we've dealt with them so far, as treating them, giving them Miranda rights and treating them like American citizens, as if you and me got arrested, has been wrong. But again, if you can get information out of these people, I'm not going to question the way we're doing that. So at this point, I think I want to hear from somebody. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. The people in New York have spoke about not having the KSM trial there. And again, it's not necessarily that everyone feels unsafe or feels that that's the worst thing, but they hadn't even talked to the mayor or to the police chief about the logistics of something like that, how much it would cost, the safety of everyone else involved, the inconvenience of having that in a major metropolis, and also giving, and my bigger issue is you're giving these terrorists a platform to speak and to tell about things and to almost give them to make them the victims in this situation, and I think that's a big mistake to do that. So, again, we got to really look at the issues at hand. I hope that Eric Holder, the the Attorney General, will reconsider his position. Again, maybe put them in a situation where if you don't want to put them in the military, you can't put them somewhere in a remote location, again, where maybe it can be a lot more contained. And again, I just have a problem with the idea of giving them the same kind of trial that you would give an American citizen. That for the very reason they hate our system, they hate our freedom, they hate our legal system. Why give them the soapbox to slander our country, to go in the past and bash Bush? I can't help but wonder if that from a political standpoint, if that's not the intention. I believe that the president is a very intelligent man, and he understands the kind of consequences and also what that could do for the propaganda for these terrorists, and giving them this kind of opportunity to do that. But they will have to make the decision on that, and hopefully, again, they'll make the right decision, because the people of New York have obviously made their decision and made their presence clear on how they feel about having it there in Manhattan, right there across from 9/11. Just seems inappropriate, digging up old wounds. Doesn't seem like that it's necessary in the biggest media capital in the world to put that trial out there like that. It's just seems like it's asking for trouble and asking for the wrong message to be spread. So I hope they got the message on that. Obama has decided that he wants to amend the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" policy. Now, I think overall, this is one of those divisive issues that, again, it doesn't really help our country moving forward. It only kind of, I think, if you need to poll the military on that, and again, I don't deny anybody their rights or anything like that. I think that's again, an issue you need to ask those the men and women of the military. Are they comfortable with that? And if they are, so be it. This is America. People have the right to make their own personal decisions. It's just that in a situation where you're putting your hands in other people's hands in their lives, your lives in their hands, you want people to be comfortable with everything, and sometimes you gotta you gotta know that, and you gotta be comfortable with that. So again, to me that's more of a divisive issue. I don't like spending too much time on those kind of things. I think that again, if the military people are comfortable with that, then so be it, and that's a decision they have to make. I don't see how the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" policy was really hurting anybody, but again, if that's something that they feel is an issue that needs to be addressed, I would think that would be something that you would again talk to your military about. So join me live 347-996-3175. I want to talk about also for all my listeners that are listening, coming hopefully in the first week in March, we're going to start doing Fix Michigan Mondays. That's something where I'm going to focus on bringing in local leaders and candidates who can talk about, either in their different areas in their districts about what we can do to help improve Michigan, some of the problems we're facing. Hopefully I can get all the Michigan gubernatorial candidates on here to maybe discuss their views and what ideas they have that are different, and how they can lead this state in a better direction. Because right now we're ailing. We have probably one of the highest unemployment rates in the country, if not the highest. Detroit, my hometown, is in ruins. As far as and it starts with an education system. I think that's again something that the GOP is missing out on and really pushing in urban communities, is that family values need to be put intact. There's nothing wrong with that, and we also need to really focus on education. And I think that something that Obama he's trying to do, I think we need to do more of. We need to make more charter schools available, to make more people, make the public schools have some kind of competition. I think we need to do whatever we need, step forward and really try to. That's what the urban communities need. That's what we're lacking, is in support for our educational systems. And I think that no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you need to be working hard to accomplish that, urban and rural communities for that matter. So our country as a whole, we're falling behind other countries when it comes to the educational discipline and background to compete in a global market for jobs. We really do need to step it up from around the board on improving our educational systems, because while we're taking time off and giving our kids the breaks, these other countries are pushing their kids to do better, and we got to do the same. I read recently that we also are, and we took away money to for pushing abstinence programs in schools, but we're taking away money for doing that, while in certain communities children born out of wedlock and disease and that sort of thing are running rampant. So I don't quite understand that, and I think that we need to do a better job of pushing that message in our community. I think that the conservative movement and the GOP in particular could do a better job of that, and I hope that we will. Moving forward, I hope that I can speak to some people and get some ears listening while we're at the CPAC conference about that, because I think that that's some of the things we can improve on here. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. It's been kind of quiet tonight. Let me check on Twitter and see what's going on. Maybe I'll start the chat on the Ustream. Okay. Cool that this phone is iPhone friendly. I hope you're listening in over there. Appreciate you listening in, everybody. Yeah, the call-in number is 347-996-3175. Again, this month, I'm going to be trying to bring in different guests for the show. Like I said, last week I had Mark Lamont Hill on there. Obviously, we talked from a different perspective of how we felt, but again, I think that's what is healthy is debate, and getting ideas across, because there's certain things that we can find common ground on, and I think we need to encourage more of our leaders to do the same. I commend the president for actually coming to the GOP meeting and listening. I'm sure that's something that's not easy, knowing that everyone there wants your head and doesn't agree with probably much of what you say. So I think that give him credit for when credit is due for doing things that that obviously you have to do, but nonetheless not an easy situation. I hope that the message is getting through to the administration, again, not just to the administration, but to all of D.C., of the frustration of the American people. And that's why these tea parties have flourished. I hope that they stay strong in message and focus, and not fall victim to just bad, maybe bad press and not staying organized. I think that is critical for these organizations if they want to thrive and excel, and also do a good job of keeping our politicians honest and not filling in a comfort zone, whether by political parties. So I commend all the Tea parties locally, statewide, and nationally for trying to do that, and I hope that they continue to do that. Got a few viewers on Ustream, still on CIC TV. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody that's listening in on the Blog Talk Radio. Again, we're going to be covering a lot of different issues this month. I hope to have some great different candidates coming on from different areas of the country, highlighting different black conservatives. And definitely at the CPAC conference, I hope to meet up with some people there too. And I'll definitely be bringing footage and doing at least one show there while I'm down there to kind of give you an update on what's going on. So I really look forward to that. Just confirmed everything yesterday on that. So I see we got some more viewers on Ustream. Thank you for joining in. Give me a call tonight. It's been quiet, 347-996-3175. Let me know what you're thinking about it, how things are moving forward. What did you think about the State of the Union address? The more time you get to sit back and actually think about it, I think that's where you're better off as far as making a judgment on that. I didn't like how he called out the Supreme Court judges. Uh, I agree in the sense that we cannot let corporate America just uh, buy out our political system. But I think there's a way that you do that without embarrassing the other, the Supreme Court. You invited these people to be here, and you don't call them out like that. So I disagree with that. I think that again he was right for calling out everybody, saying it's time to work together. I don't think he totally got the message with as far as Obamacare goes. The people have made it clear that right now this is not the time for that bill because again when you see Nebraska getting the corn husker kick in, and when other states are getting benefits and others are not, it reeks of unfairness and the special interest that he said that he would not allow to get involved in his game in his business of politics. The change that he promises that special interests would not control his administration. That he was going to be someone that moved on behalf of the people. But when I see that unions get an exemption but no one else does, well, newsflash, unions are special interest groups too. So it needs to be people that are being looked out for, not just a certain amount of people in certain groups. So that is why that bill has not passed. That's why the Massachusetts race was won by a Republican. And again, Brown won because of the fact his message was clear and it resonated with the people. And because Obama wasn't running, he didn't get a lot of the urban vote. He didn't get Boston to come out and vote. And there was nobody appealing. And I think that from that standpoint that the Democrats got that message, but I don't know if they'll get the message loud and clear enough for 2010, 2012. I would be concerned if I were you, if you're a Democrat running for a position at this time. So give me a call, 347-996-3175. It's been kind of quiet this evening. You got me talking by myself here. I want to hear how you feel, America. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. All right, I got a tweet here, and I'll take him as a call because it's a slow night here. Nothing about conservative Palin is good. What does she say to the naked senator as to family values? That picture that the senator took again was in college. I'm sure if you went to college out here, people, there's a lot of stuff that we might have done that not necessarily so proud of now. I mean, you gotta chalk it up to the college experience, I guess. Give him credit for his competence, I guess. I would never have done anything like that myself, but does not change the fact that he's done a good job, and he actually won for senator because of, again, the things that he said that resonated with the people. So that's how I would deal with that. Sarah Palin, right now, I don't consider Sarah Palin as much as a politician as I do just a public figure, a contributor to Fox News, someone that if she decides to get back involved, I think she would definitely have a voice and would be someone to look out for. But I just don't know right now with the attacks that's been made on her family and the way things have been portrayed with her, does she really want to do that? And that again, it'd be a decision she'll have to make when the time is right. But as far as how I feel about Sarah Palin, I think that if she wants to come back onto the national scene as run for president or something like that, nothing wrong with taking the Fox News internship for now, and again maybe spending time doing the research and the things that you want to do. If you're going to run for a position like any public position, it takes time to understand everything. There's no way that you're going to know everything coming in, but if you're gonna strategize, it would make sense to right now to maybe spend time going to almost literally going to school, learning the things that you need to know, getting familiar with foreign policy and things like that. Because I mean, essentially, Obama was not very familiar with it, but he put a lot of people around him that have experience, whether certain people agree with it or not. They do have the foreign policy experience, even with someone like with Joe Biden. They know foreign policy, and that's exactly why he hired the people he did. So you've got to put the right people around you. But if you have time right now to learn, I would encourage that. And I would imagine if Sarah Palin is thinking about making some kind of presidential run in 2012, that is what she's probably doing without anyone having to tell her that at this point. She's probably doing a lot of research, uh, putting together a good strategy, a good platform, as well as any other, I would think, GOP candidate that's, hopeful in 2012. Over the next year or so, I'm sure they'll be putting together, if they haven't done it already, they have a platform of things that they believe, and I'm sure you'll be hearing more about it. So uh, that is from my Twitter friend Backrack about Backrack underscore FZE. That was just a reply for you if you're listening in. That was for you. Uh, Denish, if you're listening on your iPhone, I think that's pretty cool. If you're listening, thanks for listening in this evening. I appreciate that. All my shows are always broadcasted live, but they're also taped where you can download them to your MP3 or to your iPod, so you can actually listen to the show at another time or while you're driving the next day. I appreciate everybody that's listening in this evening. Again, a lot of the issues that we talked about so far with the KSM trial and with Eric Holder possibly having to move it, I think a lot of that comes down to right now is the willingness to listen to the people around them, and also the lack of experience in doing that. If you're going to do anything in someone else's city, the respectful thing to do is to call and to get clearance. I want to get, if anyone's listening this evening, if you have military experience or you know anyone that's in the military, give me a call if you can on your take on the gays in the military, the whole don't ask, don't tell policy. I'm just interested to hear what either side has to say about that. I'd like to hear your opinion. Is anybody else out there listening going to the CPAC conference? Give me a call. Maybe we can meet out there and discuss ideas. 347-996-3175. Again, Glenn Beck, I think he's going to be the keynote speaker for this event. Um, I would suggest if you're interested in checking out cpac.org, give me a call this evening, 347-996-3175. You guys are leaving me out there alone right now. It's kind of quiet. I want to hear from you. Vanessa, where you at out in Baltimore? Give me a call. I haven't heard from you in a while. Everybody out in Carroll, Michigan, how you doing? I got a call from Mark this evening letting me know about an editorial someone sent in regarding the Tea Party movement. I hope that we get a chance, Mark, to set the record straight on that. Give me a call if you're listening out there. Again, this is Black History Month. If you can, check out the website, the Black Republican Association website. It's got some great information about Martin Luther King. Again, a lot of that stuff is not talked about in the mainstream media because of the fact that that's not really something they want to promote. They have a very liberal agenda, so they really don't have anything in it for them to promote any kind of conservatism, especially in the black community. They would like us to believe that there are essentially no black conservatives out there, and if they are, they're somehow not worth considering for votes and putting in political office. So I'm going to do my best to try to right that wrong that the mainstream media does and that kind of bias. If you're listening this evening, give me a call, 347-996-3175. Notice it was a kind of quiet day out there in Twitter land. We're going to start doing some shows maybe at different times in the day also. And if, like I said, maybe during the daytime we can get some more calls in. What I've experienced is during the day people are at work. I don't know if 10 o'clock is too late in the evenings. Give me your feedback. What times do you think would be the best times? Again, this is for the people, so I do this with the intention of people calling in and sharing their opinion and sharing ideas, because this is a good way, a good forum for us to do that. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. I want to hear from you. And if you get a chance, I'd like you to check out my website, conservativescool.com. On the website, we've got all kind of information. I'll let you decide what you believe as far as the news. We have different news sources from CNN, Fox. Also have a local affiliate in Detroit. I believe in letting people make their own decisions. You might know where I stand, but you have the right, obviously, to make your own decisions and come to your own conclusions. I just want to present, at least from where I stand, both sides of the coin. I think nowadays a lot of the media is so biased that they don't want to show anything that is contrary to what their belief system is, and I think that's wrong. That's misleading the people, and that's the difference in what I'm trying to do with my show. So I appreciate everybody that's checked in on CIC TV on Ustream. Thanks for listening in. I'm gonna let me see if I can get a chat pop up here going. Maybe we can see what's going on. How's everybody doing out there in America? If you're listening in, give me a call. 347-996-3175. I'm gonna give you some names again. Again, I hope you if you're listening out there, I think a lot of people have heard of Allen West. He's running for Congress in Florida. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. I don't want to mess that up. Robert Allen Mansfield, the governor candidate that's running in Pennsylvania. Corey Brinson. And you can look all these people up, Google them, you will find their websites. Roy Chin, he's going to be running for a Congress spot a Senate spot in Michigan. Roy Chin, I met him at the GOP conference in Mackinac. Les Phillips down in Alabama. And again, I hope to bring most of these gentlemen on the show during this month, and hopefully over the next couple months while they're campaigning, we can help them out and help their voices be heard. I think that as an American, we have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to help in any way I can in doing that. So, hope you're listening out there. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. Kind of quiet tonight out there. What did you think about the State of the Union address? Do you think it was a good speech? Do you think that the president was being honest? I heard a lot about spending, and again, I guess those are the things that would concern me right now. We're talking about spending forgivable loans for people that for student loans for people that want to get involved in public service. I mean, that sounds good, and you're only 20% paying out of your income. That sounds great. I mean, people want to get education. I encourage that. But again, who is going to pay for that? Who does that fall on? In my age bracket, realistically, Social Security probably will not be available for me. So I'm seeing just again the decay of the things that the people before me, my family, my parents, they'll have that. That meaning that it'll be actually rougher for me. It's already rougher for our generation to get jobs. It's not the same climate of what used to be getting a college degree would guarantee you a job, and that's just not the case anymore. Um, I think that people really need to pay attention to that. Pay attention to where our country is heading. If we can afford to pay for everyone to go to school and only have to pay 20%, 10% back of your income, and after 10, 20 years it's forgivable, why aren't we doing that for mortgages? That's my question. Why are we doing that for? I mean, imagine if if the private sector ran their business like that. Well, you just pay 10% of your credit card debt, or pay for 10% of your car loan back, and hey, after a couple of years, we'll just forgive it. That's just not. It's just another way of bringing government more intruding into our lives, and from that standpoint, I think that's a bad idea. So, the State of the Union address has some good ideas and some bad ideas. I think that from a political standpoint, it's time for these guys to stop playing games with people's lives and join together and get some things done. It does none of us any good for everybody to play political games and not let things go through and pass, and for the president not to invite the GOP into the decision-making process again, even with the health care bill, it's proven to be a big mistake. So I hope that he's getting the message also to, while you can taunt and say, come, let me know, it will be better to reach out before these kind of things happen to ask what are the ideas and what kind of things that we can get done to get bills passed. Again, it's not to say that we don't need some kind of health care bill passed. Maybe we just need to allow, take off the shackles of borders and let some of these healthcare companies compete against each other, and also, and again, providing something for the people that need it the most. They were talking about extending Medicare to 18. Well, that's essentially a public option. We can't afford that, but I think we definitely have to look at all the options, and I implore the all of DC to do that. And again, I hope these are the kind of things that I can get some of these politicians to come on the show. Senator Khan, I met him. He said he would be on here. I hope we can get him on the show soon on some of these Fix Michigan Mondays. And again, these are some of the same solutions that can fix your state. And again, hopefully we don't have people like Senator Nelson willing to sell out the whole country for his constituents. And even though he's got people in his state telling him that's a bad idea, I think again, that's the kind of thing where you can hold your leaders accountable, and I think he got the message on that. Unfortunate it would come to that he couldn't, see through it with his own eyes. That he saw that it was a bad deal, but he was willing to obviously put his vote on the auction block, make it for sale. So give me a call, America. I want to hear from you. It's been kind of quiet this evening. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. 347-996-3175. I want to hear from you. I know you guys can't just like hearing me talk this much. Come on, give me a call. 347-996-3175. I want to hear from you this evening. Maybe I need to join I'm going to join the live chat on Blog Talk Radio. If you're listening on the radio, I'm jumping into the chat room right now. Let's see if we got anybody in the chat room listening in. If you are listening, like I said, I'm joining the chat room right now, so I hope you'll join in with me. We have a live chat room also on Conservatives Cool Talk Radio, and sometimes I think we need to. I'm going to start doing chat nights, maybe just for maybe half hours, joining in on the chat room. I'm live right now on the Conservatives Cool Blog Talk Radio chat room. Hope you're willing to join me. Thanks for the one person that's right now watching right now on Ustream. We've had a few viewers on there tonight. Like I said, this is an hour-long radio show. Probably better to call in on Blog Talk Radio. I just get this opportunity to. I'm recording the show also, so this usually goes on. But this is again kind of boring, just looking at me sitting here talking. I want to hear from some callers tonight. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. If I missed a call while I was checking, give me a call in. I want to hear from you. 347-996. Oh, got a call here. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, I was listening to some of your comments earlier, and with Mark that was on, and he seems to be very articulate for a liberal. But
he's a Columbia professor. I mean, he's very sharp. He's very intelligent. That's why I enjoyed having him come on the show. I mean, regardless of our differences of opinions, you can't disregard the fact for his intelligence. He might just have some obviously differences of opinion. So I'm glad he came on. Did you enjoy that show?
Yes, very much. I mean, I respected what he said, but I also respectfully disagreed with some of his points. I guess one of them would be the issue of conservative women not being defended by the liberal feminists. Well, apparently Gloria Leonard and Oprah were busy when they were hammering on Sarah Palin. But yeah, I guess they have the future to redeem themselves. When it comes to the health care bill, I understand the need for people that don't have insurance if they get hit by a bus, whatever, to want to have the same quality of life as everybody else, and that may require treatment to get them back to, a somewhat normal physical condition after a traumatic event. However, I guess what it comes down to is, in our day and age, is we've gotten away from this. We have to work for what we have. Everybody seems to be predestined to entitlement. Why does some fool that's got to put junk in his arm or live a lifestyle that he's catching a different STD every night of the week, why is he entitled to the same quality of life that you and I, who are working for everything that we've got, why is that kind of recklessness rewarded with the same result? It kind of takes all of the goal and accomplishment out of our hard-earned efforts.
It's rewarding, and I guess that's the whole problem with a lot of entitlement programs. I won't say rewarding. It is in a sense that, like you said, if someone's living a lifestyle that, again, if you're even applying for insurance and you have any kind of health ailments, they'll find a way to decline you. So I don't see how a way our government can afford to just offer insurance to everybody. But it's a rough. That is a rough issue. I think every American's maybe entitled to what you would consider maybe catastrophe insurance. Like you said, getting hit by a bus. If you don't have insurance, hospital can't deny you anyway to let you in, and it shouldn't be the end of your financial life and be hit with all kind of credit collections because you had to go to the emergency room. So I think there's some things that need to be done, but I think that the responsible thing to do would be to take your time. If it's something that's not going to kick in for another 2 to 3 years, it seems to me we at least have at least a year or two to figure out the best way to get that accomplished. I think there was just a case of the president doing too much too fast that kind of scared people. You're doing the bailouts, you're helping out, all these different companies. We're buying GM, we're buying Chrysler, and then we're going to try to also restructure healthcare, and all within the term of 6 months to a year. I think that you just kind of moved a little too quickly on that.
But am I in error when I find concern over this mentality of what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine? This more government. That's communism.
Yeah, I think a bigger part of the issue, like what you were speaking with, like say for example, where people were choosing lifestyles of drugs and like you said, lifestyles where they're contracting diseases. A lot of those people are not the people that are bigger issues with the healthcare bill. I mean, that is going to be part of it. Obviously, people who don't take care of themselves, but you can make that same argument for people that eat really unhealthy, and we're going to have to pay for them too, and people who smoke cigarettes and all that. There's a lot of fraud that goes on in healthcare, and a lot of waste with lawsuits. And I haven't heard anybody talk tort reform and those kind of things. Those are where we can really save money in the healthcare debate. And again, and that's a Democrat thing where they're shying away from taking money from attorneys. And so I think that we have to look at the big picture on that. They're an easy target, but as America as a whole, we're very unhealthy, and that's something else we need to look at. How can we afford to cover a country that we eat what we want, we drink what we want, and you got to look at it from that perspective. We don't, from a worker's perspective, it's very demotivating. Again, the union stepped in when you started talking about taking their money to pay for other people's health care. They didn't like that. So if it's not good for them, why is it good for anybody else? If they're exempt from it, why are they exempt from it and the rest of us aren't? Would be the question.
Right.
Why do they feel that they shouldn't have to pay this tax, and why do they think it was a bad idea for them, but it wasn't a bad idea for the rest of America? That's the way you got to.
Well, if somebody has a medical condition that causes obesity, such as a thyroid condition or a diabetes or something like that, that's one thing. But when they eat to the point at many of these corporate feeding troughs where for $5.99, they'll bring you a 5-legged chair and they'll help you out the door with a forklift when you're done, and you weigh 800 pounds, and next thing you know, you got diabetes and everything else, and then they're sitting in some waiting room taking up a whole sofa, and we've got to pay for that. There's a problem. Now, if they want to pay for that, and they've worked for that, then there's the entitlement, because you can say, hey, you can't deny me. I've worked for that, right, and I've met the requirements. I've paid into the system through my employer or whatever. But if somebody chooses to live a life that's unto death, it's sad, it's tragic, and it's pathetic. But nonetheless, it's a choice that they made. And why should that burden be on everybody else? And that's where, when the government comes along and says we're going to offer this and that to everybody, and then we're going to incorporate into this laws that say that you're going to pay for it, or you're going to become a convicted felon, and you're going to lose your constitutional rights to bear arms and everything else, then we're going down a whole path.
I think the overall reason why we just don't need that much government intervention in our lives, Mark, to be honest, I think that's...
Yeah, well, exactly. If they're really about balancing budget and making less government and making government more affordable, the very first thing they'll do is they'll cancel out all those senatorial and congressional pensions, and they'll make themselves compliant to the same Social Security that they are requiring us to be a part of.
Maybe just call them part-time workers, since they only work maybe Monday through Wednesday anyway. Cut the benefits off, call them part-time, slash it in half, save us all some money. That would be an idea. They're not there half the week anyway, and they find every way possible to get out of town by Wednesday night or Thursday. So you never know. We gotta remember, like I talked about before, just hold everybody accountable for this. And again, with the healthcare issue, just take our time. Don't make any hasty decisions at this point. People have spoke. I don't think Obamacare, as he knows, is going to pass, and it'll probably be a long time before something like that happens. So we'll just stay diligent. I hope we talked about earlier, Mark. Hope we can finish up working on that this week. Because again, I think I touched on it for a minute about the letter you were telling about how people are trying to smear tea parties and things like that. But I think that the key on that whole issue is staying organized and getting a central message, through that, so that can't happen. It definitely needs to. It definitely needs to be brought out. There's some good, godly, conservative people in the Tea Parties, and there's even, in all truth,
there's even some liberal Democrats that are tired of the way things are that have gotten involved with the Tea Parties. So I'm not going to go so far as to say it's bipartisanship, but there's some people that do agree, and they're willing to say no more, but they're willing to obey the rules to do it. To say that we're all a bunch of armed hicks in the sticks that are ready to go and burn down Washington, that's foolishness.
Again, those are all distractions to the real issues, Mark. Distractions to the real issues, man. I appreciate you calling in tonight, man. It was getting kind of quiet around here, so I appreciate you giving me a call this evening. I'm about to be getting off the air in a minute, but we'll talk tomorrow, man, about getting everything, getting that editorial, that letter together, okay?
Well, that'll work. I thought you'd want to hear something more than just some crickets chirping. I do.
It was getting kind of quiet tonight, so I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, I did send you that link for the stats for the senators that have been voting for the pork. It's in your mail and Facebook.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for sending that over. I'll check it out. Definitely will post it again, probably on Facebook and on Twitter. So I appreciate you sending me the information, and I will talk to you soon, man. God bless you.
Thank you, brother. We'll go back to listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Mark out in Carroll, Michigan. Again, I appreciate him calling in. They invited me up to the Tea Party up in Carroll, Michigan a couple weeks ago. I posted that speech on YouTube, so if you ever haven't seen it, check it out. Like I said, we just had, it was a nice meeting up there, and I look forward to getting the opportunity to do some more of that, hopefully in the future. Anybody else listen? I got 3 minutes left on the show. Hope you enjoyed the show this evening. Again, we're going to work hard to bring in more guests and maybe giving you guys the opportunity to ask questions to the guests. But over the next month, I'm going to really be working hard to bring in some new people. If you're listening and you're in the area and you have some good conservative candidates and you think they might be someone I might want to have on the show, send me a link, send me a referral. That's how I'm getting some great ideas and great candidates to have on the show for their area. So I encourage that. The calling number is 347-996-3175, and I will be giving out some more information again, so you can, give me any information for your local leaders that you think would be a good candidate, someone whose voice needs to be heard, future candidates, or leaders right now. So I look forward to hearing from you. I appreciate everybody that's listening on the show. It was kind of quiet tonight. Hopefully, people are listening in and taking in the information I'm giving, and again, referring it on to others. It can be saved and downloaded for your iPods. I did not get to check my stats here. I'm going to see if my Michigan State Spartans won this evening. See where we're at with that. How the Spartans doing this evening. Hope State pulls that off. Michigan State Spartans for life. Hope we pull that victory off. Got 90 seconds left on the show, so the game is probably over, but I will still be able to see what's going on with Spartans. Hope we're doing good out there in Wisconsin. Hope everybody's listening to the show. If you hear any noise back there, that's Cheney. That's my dog, my bulldog. He's getting a little boisterous. He's ready to go out. So after the show is over, I appreciate everybody for listening in, checking in. Oh, we lost bad? Okay, I just got word from my wife that we lost pretty bad. That's okay, Spartans are still the best team in the Big Ten. You can't win them all, I guess, but rough night for my Spartans. Sound like we lost pretty bad. Shouts out to my cousin Chris Allen. We're going to get him next time. If you're listening in, I appreciate you for listening to the show tonight. Next week, again, I'll be trying to bring you some more guests, maybe bring some more viewers in listening in. I'll be at CPAC bringing you all the different interviews and people at that conference, and I'm looking forward to that. Again, if you get a chance, check out the website, conservativeiscool.com. and I really do appreciate everybody for listening in on the show. And I want to God bless you, and good night. Again, we'll be on every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Thanks again for checking in, and I hope to hear from you next week. Thank you. Good night.